His English is better than mine. His English is better than mine. I found a reason for me. I found a reason for me. To follow. To follow. Was he drinking? Was he drinking? Value. Value. As soon as possible. As soon as possible. It could be a famous actor. It could be a famous actor. I was put. I was put. How long will it stay? How long will it stay? He put salt in the soup for flavor. He put salt in the soup for flavor. Didn't it fit the diary? Didn't it fit the diary? I need a break. I need a break. He couldn't find his favorite book in the bookstore. He couldn't find his favorite book in the bookstore. I need to break this bad habit. I need to break this bad habit. He enjoys playing the guitar in his spare time. He enjoys playing the guitar in his spare time. They had already seen that movie, so they decided to watch a different movie. They had already seen that movie, so they decided to watch a different movie. The team have to leave for another meeting. The team have to leave for another meeting. Sorry, I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Can you explain? Sorry, I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Can you explain? His relatives were lieutenants. His relatives were lieutenants. You work daily. You work daily. You have to sit at dusk. You have to sit at dusk. Were his half-brothers editors? Were his half-brothers editors? We were going to the beach for vacation. We were going to the beach for vacation. They work on homework all week. They work on homework all week. He won't buy the car until he takes it for a test drive. He won't buy the car until he takes it for a test drive. Who are you looking for? Who are you looking for? Do you travel a lot? Do you travel a lot? They are renovating their home and turning it into their dream home. They are renovating their home and turning it into their dream home. They were making a snowman in a winter wonderland. They were making a snowman in a winter wonderland. Don't they iron every day? Don't they iron every day? He decided to quit smoking. He decided to quit smoking. They had been planning the surprise party for weeks and it was a huge success. They had been planning the surprise party for weeks and it was a huge success. How old are you? How old are you? He got stuck in traffic on his way to work. He got stuck in traffic on his way to work. Can they always wonder? Can they always wonder? In this way, you can easily prepare a delicious and healthy meal. In this way, you can easily prepare a delicious and healthy meal. Football is the most popular sport in the world. Football is the most popular sport in the world. You will receive your promotion next month. You will receive your promotion next month. I will be living in Japan next year. I will be living in Japan next year. Didn't it cost 5 months ago? Didn't it cost 5 months ago? Is her aunt the driver? Is her aunt the driver? Housekeeper at sunset. Housekeeper at sunset. They shout every hour. They shout every hour. The amount payable is $1,000. The amount payable is $1,000. The bus was so full that I had to stand. The bus was so full that I had to stand. Do you want to come? Do you want to come? It was not organized. It was not organized. He won't forget to call you, will he? He won't forget to call you, will he? He's cooking dinner. He's cooking dinner. We are excited to go to the beach this weekend. We are excited to go to the beach this weekend. Not even near. Not even near. We don't die every year. We don't die every year. I need new batteries. Can you give me fresh ones? I need new batteries. Can you give me fresh ones? Understanding. Understanding. Was his stepfather a logger? Was his stepfather a logger? You do not approve. You do not approve. I need a filled prescription. I need a filled prescription. As soon as we finish cooking dinner, we will watch a movie. As soon as we finish cooking dinner, we will watch a movie. If I see a good book, I buy it. If I see a good book, I buy it. Is his half-brother a fielder? Is his half-brother a fielder? You can't learn if you don't listen to the teacher. You can't learn if you don't listen to the teacher. The baby was babbling and trying to say words. The baby was babbling and trying to say words. How long will you stay in the country? How long will you stay in the country? My friend plays the guitar very well. My friend plays the guitar very well. Don't you clean often? Don't you clean often? This is his book. This is his book. Sometimes they play video games together. Sometimes they play video games together. I'm going to the mall this afternoon. I'm going to the mall this afternoon. Can it create at night? Can it create at night? They were watching a movie when I arrived. They were watching a movie when I arrived. Unified. Unified. We had made a reservation for dinner when they invited us. We had made a reservation for dinner when they invited us. What will you do tomorrow? What will you do tomorrow? The earthquake tore the whole city into pieces. The earthquake tore the whole city into pieces. He missed the bus because he left home late. He missed the bus because he left home late. I have to buy a new car. I have to buy a new car. Yes, we have a bar. Yes, we have a bar. Can you help me find my keys? Can you help me find my keys? I have visited the art museum many times. I have visited the art museum many times. Humble. Humble. My grandfather used to tell me stories before going to bed. My grandfather used to tell me stories before going to bed. Not all come. Not all come. He was playing every day. He was playing every day. Would he borrow monthly? Would he borrow monthly? I can take great pictures with my new camera. I can take great pictures with my new camera. Do you speak French? Do you speak French? I'm going to visit my family this weekend. I'm going to visit my family this weekend. He has been playing the guitar since childhood. He has been playing the guitar since childhood. Working on. Working on. I lost my keys again. I lost my keys again. He's checking his email. He's checking his email. I don't know where you will be. I don't know where you will be. Your grandfather was a football player. Your grandfather was a football player. After 5 weekends you are not busy. After 5 weekends you are not busy. Have we sold 2 evenings before? Have we sold 2 evenings before? I have a couple of paints. I have a couple of paints. I'm reading my favorite author's book. I'm reading my favorite author's book. Do you have any? Do you have any? She's cooking dinner. She's cooking dinner. We had already reserved a table before we arrived at the restaurant. We had already reserved a table before we arrived at the restaurant. The post office is on the left side of the street. The post office is on the left side of the street. May I have your medical history, please? May I have your medical history, please? They will be industrialists in the twilight. They will be industrialists in the twilight. Our wife was a cardiologist. Our wife was a cardiologist. Will he think? Will he think? Is our spouse a locksmith? Is our spouse a locksmith? We wouldn't load at dusk. We wouldn't load at dusk. What kind of special place? What kind of special place? Concert tickets are sold out. Concert tickets are sold out. We organize charity events. We organize charity events. We are aware of this. We are aware of this. By the end of the year, I will have visited 5 different countries. By the end of the year, I will have visited 5 different countries. Don't we solve it often? Don't we solve it often? I can't touch my nose with my elbow. I can't touch my nose with my elbow. It is important to protect the environment. It is important to protect the environment. Couldn't they be suspicious then? Couldn't they be suspicious then? Schools are closed if it snows a lot. Schools are closed if it snows a lot. I will kill. I will kill. If it snows tomorrow, we will make a snowman. If it snows tomorrow, we will make a snowman. Will he always notice? Will he always notice? They study all week for the exam. They study all week for the exam. He enjoys playing basketball with his colleagues. He enjoys playing basketball with his colleagues. They cannot tell. They cannot tell. We know the answer. We know the answer. Would watch at noon. Would watch at noon. He'll take a nap after lunch. He'll take a nap after lunch. You didn't fly. You didn't fly. Have you ever tried sushi before going to a Japanese restaurant? Have you ever tried sushi before going to a Japanese restaurant? I always collect Christmas cards from my friends and family. I always collect Christmas cards from my friends and family. Students are more careful in class. Students are more careful in class. You can use my phone. You can use my phone. I won't want to go home. I won't want to go home. If it had rained, we would have stayed inside. If it had rained, we would have stayed inside. You should turn off the lights when you leave the room. You should turn off the lights when you leave the room. Will you link in 4 seconds? Will you link in 4 seconds? We will not make a decision without discussing it. We will not make a decision without discussing it. Doesn't he complain? Doesn't he complain? Failed every year. Failed every year. Will it take off right away? Will it take off right away? Can you visit 5 hours ago? Can you visit 5 hours ago? To complain. To complain. He joined a theater group to act. He joined a theater group to act. Should you never be an electrician? Should you never be an electrician? The weather was sunny during our vacation. The weather was sunny during our vacation. Should he forget? Should he forget? My mother will come to us. My mother will come to us. Can you lend me your pen? Can you lend me your pen? I bought a new car. I bought a new car. I won't destroy it at 2 midnight. I won't destroy it at 2 midnight. I can run. I can run. Whose dog is barking? Whose dog is barking? The company had its website redesigned by a professional web developer. The company had its website redesigned by a professional web developer. The big house is more expensive than the small one. The big house is more expensive than the small one. I enjoy solving puzzles even though it is challenging. I enjoy solving puzzles even though it is challenging. Wouldn't it be a daily lifesaver? Wouldn't it be a daily lifesaver? They want to learn to play the piano. They want to learn to play the piano. Broke 10 years. Broke 10 years. The coffee in this cafe is stronger than in the other place. The coffee in this cafe is stronger than in the other place. The movie starts at noon. The movie starts at noon. Can't they play soon? Can't they play soon? I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're having a good time. Will it challenge 2 centuries later? Will it challenge 2 centuries later? Determined. Determined. I may not feel. I may not feel. Isn't he a civil engineer in 5 minutes? Isn't he a civil engineer in 5 minutes? In 5 years, I will go back to school. In 5 years, I will go back to school. Sorry, we don't have rooms available for this price. Sorry, we don't have rooms available for this price. We should not paint. We should not paint. Is his grandfather a painter? Is his grandfather a painter? I don't notice anything special about the event. I don't notice anything special about the event. How many glasses are in the kitchen cabinet? How many glasses are in the kitchen cabinet? They lived happily ever after. They lived happily ever after. They like to travel to new places. They like to travel to new places. I have a new car. I have a new car. I can't go to the party. I have a previous engagement. I can't go to the party. I have a previous engagement. As you know, I've finished the job. As you know, I've finished the job. Couldn't they decide 1 hour ago? Couldn't they decide 1 hour ago? I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Which is the correct answer to this question? Which is the correct answer to this question? Your sister is a therapist. Your sister is a therapist. They met in the park for a picnic. They met in the park for a picnic. He was fixing the leaky faucet in the bathroom. He was fixing the leaky faucet in the bathroom. You shouldn't install it after 4 centuries. You shouldn't install it after 4 centuries. Is this a block for Sun's vendor banner rollout? Is this a block for Sun's vendor banner rollout? The relationship between my father and me is complicated. The relationship between my father and me is complicated. Close. Close. Can you close the door on your way out? Can you close the door on your way out? You didn't wear it before at 3 a.m. You didn't wear it before at 3 a.m. Can they apply soon? Can they apply soon? Can I cover? Can I cover? It won't demolish the building after 1 weekend. It won't demolish the building after 1 weekend. They never eat fast food. They never eat fast food. Even if you don't like spicy food, you should try this dish. Even if you don't like spicy food, you should try this dish. Past. Past. Don't they call after 4 years? Don't they call after 4 years? What is breakfast included? What is breakfast included? I don't think so because I'm king. I don't think so because I'm king. I will use tape. I will use tape. Necessary. Necessary. He rarely goes to parties. He rarely goes to parties. Was it fear? Was it fear? Don't they borrow? Don't they borrow? And so the prince saw that it was really Cinderella's slippers. And so the prince saw that it was really Cinderella's slippers. He could be a truck driver for 2 weeks. He could be a truck driver for 2 weeks. They have known each other since childhood. They have known each other since childhood. Going to the airport tonight? Going to the airport tonight? You would be an ambassador at dawn. You would be an ambassador at dawn. The company held a meeting to discuss its future plans. The company held a meeting to discuss its future plans. I continued to focus on my goals and as a result I achieved them. I continued to focus on my goals and as a result I achieved them. I shouldn't be a daily curator. I shouldn't be a daily curator. We replaced the broken TV with a new one. We replaced the broken TV with a new one. We moved on to the next mission with determination. We moved on to the next mission with determination. 3. If there is no chance of snowfall, I will go out. 3. If there is no chance of snowfall, I will go out. They watched a play in the theater. They watched a play in the theater. Was your uncle a trainer? Was your uncle a trainer? He learned to ride a bike. He learned to ride a bike. He practiced yoga to increase flexibility. He practiced yoga to increase flexibility. Is your friend a shipper? Is your friend a shipper? He loves watching movies in the cinema. He loves watching movies in the cinema. Can you be a nurse then? Can you be a nurse then? Although he has no experience, he has a lot of potential. Although he has no experience, he has a lot of potential. Can you drop me off at the airport? Can you drop me off at the airport? You were rude. You were rude. The composition of the student was deemed insufficient to pass the course. The composition of the student was deemed insufficient to pass the course. Extended after a month. Extended after a month. Can I use a gift certificate for this purchase? Can I use a gift certificate for this purchase? What are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? Won't you include it in the twilight? Won't you include it in the twilight? Can I use your phone for a minute? Can I use your phone for a minute? The sun rises from the east. The sun rises from the east. I don't like coffee, she told him. I don't like coffee, she told him. We often go to the beach in the summer. We often go to the beach in the summer. My teacher recommended the book. My teacher recommended the book. He has an artistic talent. He has an artistic talent. We finished them all. We finished them all. He's going to the dentist next Tuesday. He's going to the dentist next Tuesday. The manager had employees attend a conference. The manager had employees attend a conference. Your stepdaughter is a nurse. Your stepdaughter is a nurse. I don't know if it will come. I don't know if it will come. The children played in the park. The children played in the park. He doesn't drink coffee in the evening. He doesn't drink coffee in the evening. Tony played guitar last year. Tony played guitar last year. Even though it was cold outside, we went swimming. Even though it was cold outside, we went swimming. Wouldn't he object? Wouldn't he object? He is a mechanic and repairs cars for a living. He is a mechanic and repairs cars for a living. He wouldn't dance. He wouldn't dance. Do you rarely become a director? Do you rarely become a director? They joined a hiking club to explore the mountains. They joined a hiking club to explore the mountains. We calculate at 4 p.m. We calculate at 4 p.m. Will we shepherd often? Will we shepherd often? The relationship between my father and me is complicated. The relationship between my father and me is complicated. My nose is constantly running and it's really annoying. My nose is constantly running and it's really annoying. The car parked outside belongs to my brother. The car parked outside belongs to my brother. Was produced every day. Was produced every day. We could have had a great time if it hadn't rained. We could have had a great time if it hadn't rained. He must be tired after running the marathon. He must be tired after running the marathon. His half-sister is a professor. His half-sister is a professor. He forgot to buy milk from the market. He forgot to buy milk from the market. John bought the above items from the store. John bought the above items from the store. Okay then. How is your shoulder? Okay then. How is your shoulder? Where are you going? Where are you going? You should respect other people's opinions, even if you disagree. You should respect other people's opinions, even if you disagree. Will we be organized in 5 minutes? Will we be organized in 5 minutes? I haven't had lunch yet. I haven't had lunch yet. Should not appear. Should not appear. Can we behave? Can we behave? Wish it would. Wish it would. If they don't hurry, they'll miss the movie. If they don't hurry, they'll miss the movie. The horse the rider rode won the equestrian competition. The horse the rider rode won the equestrian competition. Don't we solve it often? Don't we solve it often? Empathy. Empathy. Isn't it a vote? Isn't it a vote? Then can't you be a fireman? Then can't you be a fireman? To dispute. To dispute. His half-sister is a professor. His half-sister is a professor. We will send it to you after today. We will send it to you after today. I will attend a workshop on leadership skills. I will attend a workshop on leadership skills. They go on a trip in April. They go on a trip in April. I'll excuse you from class. I'll excuse you from class. Have we rented a quiet apartment? Have we rented a quiet apartment? Pull back. Pull back. You are adapting. You are adapting. The lawyer was late, so I took charge of the meeting. The lawyer was late, so I took charge of the meeting. Are they elected? Are they elected? If it doesn't snow, I'll go out. If it doesn't snow, I'll go out. I can learn by myself. I can learn by myself. We're throwing a barbecue party next weekend. We're throwing a barbecue party next weekend. Let me wait. Let me wait. Do you have gluten-free options for pastries? Do you have gluten-free options for pastries? They look alike. They look alike. Were you riding a rabbit? Were you riding a rabbit? Don't we throw tiles every week? Don't we throw tiles every week? In this way, the recipe will be tasty and nutritious. In this way, the recipe will be tasty and nutritious. To be honest. To be honest. Equal. Equal. He's listening. He's listening. I want you to stay here. I want you to stay here. How often do you try to play the guitar? How often do you try to play the guitar? Should I go to school? Should I go to school? Did we hit the year? Did we hit the year? Peanut butter. Peanut butter. His neighbor was a manufacturer. His neighbor was a manufacturer. I will start my new job next week. I will start my new job next week. After the heavy rain, the streets were flooded. After the heavy rain, the streets were flooded. This is my favorite color. This is my favorite color. Can't we read next year? Can't we read next year? I can't wait to go on vacation, he said. I can't wait to go on vacation, he said. I am manager. I am manager. I have to finish reading this book tonight. I have to finish reading this book tonight. What is his name? What is his name? Stand for. Stand for. Did he agree at sunset? Did he agree at sunset? He said to me, I want to visit Paris. He said to me, I want to visit Paris. The photo captured a beautiful sunset. The photo captured a beautiful sunset. Are we creamy? Are we creamy? However you like. However you like. The distance between the two cities is about 200 miles. The distance between the two cities is about 200 miles. You will be waiting for the bus at 7. You will be waiting for the bus at 7. I can be an illustrator. I can be an illustrator. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. It does not undertake 1 week later. It does not undertake 1 week later. When will we go? When will we go? Were his brothers pipe layers? Were his brothers pipe layers? Teresa is sleeping in her bedroom. Teresa is sleeping in her bedroom. How are you going to work? How are you going to work? Copy. Copy. He is working on a draft of the novel. He is working on a draft of the novel. Broken. Broken. The supermarket opens at 8 a.m. The supermarket opens at 8 a.m. You did not act as a watchman 1 day ago. You did not act as a watchman 1 day ago. When will you come to Turkey? When will you come to Turkey? Everything will be very nice. Everything will be very nice. Not everyone is as talented as you. Not everyone is as talented as you. Is there a butcher counter in the store? Is there a butcher counter in the store? His grandchildren are anesthesiologists. His grandchildren are anesthesiologists. We went to the beach last summer. We went to the beach last summer. Your stepmother was cleaner. Your stepmother was cleaner. Your half-brother is a neurologist. Your half-brother is a neurologist. I have an appointment on Wednesday morning. I have an appointment on Wednesday morning. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'll try to figure it out. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'll try to figure it out. Tom has been working on his project since yesterday. Tom has been working on his project since yesterday. I need to buy food for dinner tonight. I need to buy food for dinner tonight. I will bond with my friends while having a drink. I will bond with my friends while having a drink. Why don't we go hiking in the mountains? Why don't we go hiking in the mountains? Does he play basketball? Does he play basketball? In fact, this ticket was not supposed to be a sprint goal. In fact, this ticket was not supposed to be a sprint goal. Can't he create? Can't he create? They pushed themselves to the limit. They pushed themselves to the limit. I wish I hadn't stopped playing the piano. I wish I hadn't stopped playing the piano. Different variations. Different variations. If I had passed the driver's license test, I could have gone to work myself. If I had passed the driver's license test, I could have gone to work myself. I ate an apple after my father slept. I ate an apple after my father slept. Your neighbor is the trainer. Your neighbor is the trainer. She will have completed the language course by next month. She will have completed the language course by next month. What do you like doing in your free time? What do you like doing in your free time? There is a trash can under the table. There is a trash can under the table. Jenny works in the garden. Jenny works in the garden. She used to take ballet lessons when she was younger. She used to take ballet lessons when she was younger. Her stepdaughter was a reporter. Her stepdaughter was a reporter. Can grow. Can grow. Watch. Watch. English was spoken all over the world. English was spoken all over the world. What recipe should we try to cook together? What recipe should we try to cook together? I want to try new recipes. I want to try new recipes. Your wife is a detective. Your wife is a detective. Can we influence? Can we influence? Learning a musical instrument is difficult. Learning a musical instrument is difficult. The Eiffel Tower is the tallest structure in Paris. The Eiffel Tower is the tallest structure in Paris. He has been studying abroad for a year. He has been studying abroad for a year. Struggle. Struggle. Could communicate at dawn. Could communicate at dawn. The children are playing hide and seek. The children are playing hide and seek. Does he listen? Does he listen? There is very little information available on the subject. There is very little information available on the subject. Can complain. Can complain. The museum is closed on Sunday and Monday. The museum is closed on Sunday and Monday. The article argues that education is the key to reducing poverty. The article argues that education is the key to reducing poverty. Can you evaluate? Can you evaluate? Would he start a war? Would he start a war? The girl in the red dress is my sister. The girl in the red dress is my sister. Your grandparents were welders. Your grandparents were welders. Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to do this. They can analyze at night. They can analyze at night. Are we baristas next year? Are we baristas next year? Is your father a physiologist? Is your father a physiologist? Jim, I'm here for you to believe. You know that. I don't judge you. Jim, I'm here for you to believe. You know that. I don't judge you. He is capable of speaking multiple languages. He is capable of speaking multiple languages. Were their grandchildren bus drivers? Were their grandchildren bus drivers? I'm going to the aquarium. I'm going to the aquarium. The project was completed before its deadline. The project was completed before its deadline. Let me know. Let me know. Your perception is wrong. Your perception is wrong. You immediately became a paramedic. You immediately became a paramedic. Let me go. Let me go. Can't I be a referee after one day? Can't I be a referee after one day? You didn't tell us anything. You didn't tell us anything. It's a 2-week drive. It's a 2-week drive. Please guide me. Please guide me. Was he wearing? Was he wearing? May I have your baggage claim ticket, please? May I have your baggage claim ticket, please? Wasn't I chosen? Wasn't I chosen? What about me? What about me? The delivery date of the book I borrowed from the library is tomorrow. The delivery date of the book I borrowed from the library is tomorrow. Do we need to do anything? Do we need to do anything? Shouldn't it be closer in 2 weeks? Shouldn't it be closer in 2 weeks? To nudge. To nudge. His half-brother was a postman. His half-brother was a postman. Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to do this. We like pizza, they said. We like pizza, they said. Does he like chocolate? Does he like chocolate? 3 seconds later, the historian. 3 seconds later, the historian. He wrote a poem for his class. He wrote a poem for his class. In 5 seconds, you won't be a director. In 5 seconds, you won't be a director. He couldn't find the keys to his house. He couldn't find the keys to his house. He always talks to himself in the mirror. He always talks to himself in the mirror. Wasn't I 3 games in the morning before? Wasn't I 3 games in the morning before? This problem is difficult to solve. This problem is difficult to solve. They tasted the new ice cream flavor. They tasted the new ice cream flavor. Should we reduce? Should we reduce? His brothers were actors. His brothers were actors. She is a talented gymnast. She is a talented gymnast. Meanwhile, we'll start next Monday with the current dev. Meanwhile, we'll start next Monday with the current dev. I'm going to build a gingerbread house with my kids. I'm going to build a gingerbread house with my kids. I'm soft. I'm soft. These chairs need to be repaired. These chairs need to be repaired. He was working on his laptop in the coffee shop. He was working on his laptop in the coffee shop. How do you make a living? How do you make a living? Birds flew in our village. Birds flew in our village. Walking around. Walking around. I have a date with him at 6. I have a date with him at 6. Do you sell fresh milk? Do you sell fresh milk? You should not park in the handicapped area without permission. You should not park in the handicapped area without permission. It wasn't as fateful as it was. It wasn't as fateful as it was. Must refuse. Must refuse. I was really impressed with the movie and can't wait to watch it again. I was really impressed with the movie and can't wait to watch it again. He usually goes for a run in the evening. He usually goes for a run in the evening. Shall we go to the grocery store at noon? Shall we go to the grocery store at noon? What is your favorite type of weather? What is your favorite type of weather? They will have completed their research by the end of the month. They will have completed their research by the end of the month. We all have breakfast together. We all have breakfast together. I would never, ever do this. I would never, ever do this. Am I going to school? Am I going to school? Regret. Regret. If it's warm tomorrow, we'll go to the beach. If it's warm tomorrow, we'll go to the beach. Normally would not be able to provide information. Normally would not be able to provide information. Wouldn't it then expand at midnight? Wouldn't it then expand at midnight? Do they usually not fit? Do they usually not fit? I have to take a shower before going to bed. I have to take a shower before going to bed. We learned about this problem. We learned about this problem. Shouldn't we propose at noon? Shouldn't we propose at noon? This movie is very interesting and exciting. This movie is very interesting and exciting. Didn't he do it at sunrise? Didn't he do it at sunrise? Do they play? Do they play? Can he become a urologist after 2 years? Can he become a urologist after 2 years? Your stepmother's assistant? Your stepmother's assistant? Spoil. Spoil. Whose watch is this? Whose watch is this? We trust our instincts. We trust our instincts. He will graduate from college next year. He will graduate from college next year. Where can I find dairy products? Where can I find dairy products? Why will you come with me? Why will you come with me? Won't you hunt at dawn? Won't you hunt at dawn? She was taking a shower after training in the gym. She was taking a shower after training in the gym. I can tell. I can tell. What will happen? What will happen? Advocacy. Advocacy. Will you return at dawn? Will you return at dawn? Can I get a discount on bulk purchase? Can I get a discount on bulk purchase? The cook is cooking in the kitchen. The cook is cooking in the kitchen. You can't do chemistry now. You can't do chemistry now. I was learning to play the guitar. I was learning to play the guitar. The van is full of people. The van is full of people. Which cinema? Which cinema? Can it add normally? Can it add normally? What kind of music do you listen? What kind of music do you listen? You should take the dog for a walk every day. You should take the dog for a walk every day. Write about the definition of mindful eating. Write about the definition of mindful eating. Were you a cashier a minute ago? Were you a cashier a minute ago? Had been created. Had been created. Students are preparing for math competition. Students are preparing for math competition. Can I return a product without an invoice? Can I return a product without an invoice? She is a beautiful girl. She is a beautiful girl. We can settle down in 3 weeks. We can settle down in 3 weeks. Where can I find canned goods? Where can I find canned goods? Do we climb? Do we climb? You have to die. You have to die. Won't you measure at dawn? Won't you measure at dawn? Were you studying for the exam? Were you studying for the exam? You couldn't be a taxi driver 2 weeks ago. You couldn't be a taxi driver 2 weeks ago. I am not bothered. I am not bothered. I saw a shooting star and made a wish. I saw a shooting star and made a wish. When the paint was finished, we were painting the walls. When the paint was finished, we were painting the walls. Then you can't. Then you can't. I came here to see John. I came here to see John. Your husband was a lantern. Your husband was a lantern. Are they always golfers? Are they always golfers? When do I clean my room? When do I clean my room? Here is my ex-husband. Here is my ex-husband. The computer stolen from the office was never found. The computer stolen from the office was never found. He was playing the piano in the living room. He was playing the piano in the living room. Can borrow. Can borrow. I am a business owner and I want to grow my business. I am a business owner and I want to grow my business. You haven't finished your work, have you? You haven't finished your work, have you? Sometimes he was a pharmacist. Sometimes he was a pharmacist. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Actual head count per rating. Actual head count per rating. Didn't he normally agree? Didn't he normally agree? We would continue with other platforms. We would continue with other platforms. I'm weaker than John. I'm weaker than John. His grandmother is the dean. His grandmother is the dean. Were my children governors? Were my children governors? It cannot evolve after 2 seconds. It cannot evolve after 2 seconds. Then it shouldn't help. Then it shouldn't help. Assistant in 4 seconds. Assistant in 4 seconds. Do you have a bar? Do you have a bar? We are watching a movie. We are watching a movie. I already sent the email. I already sent the email. How much does a slice of pizza cost? How much does a slice of pizza cost? This is a short story. This is a short story. They were cheering for the team they kept in the stadium. They were cheering for the team they kept in the stadium. Discharge. Discharge. Was your daughter a sailor? Was your daughter a sailor? We would not reduce. We would not reduce. He's just a forester. He's just a forester. Do you have any fresh vegetables? Do you have any fresh vegetables? I want to find a part-time job. I want to find a part-time job. I've already watched that TV show. I've already watched that TV show. They will go on a sea voyage next year. They will go on a sea voyage next year. He called me yesterday. He called me yesterday. Was she a fashion designer? Was she a fashion designer? The project was delayed due to unforeseen circumstances. The project was delayed due to unforeseen circumstances. He enjoys hiking and camping in the mountains. He enjoys hiking and camping in the mountains. Did it rain? Did it rain? She cooks dinner for her family every night. She cooks dinner for her family every night. Did you ask all of us? Did you ask all of us? Don't you eat occasionally? Don't you eat occasionally? Were his parents loaders? Were his parents loaders? Usually appreciated. Usually appreciated. I take pictures with my camera. I take pictures with my camera. Let me know if you want to reschedule. Let me know if you want to reschedule. Did they finish their homework before the deadline? Did they finish their homework before the deadline? You are in front of me. You are in front of me. You will breastfeed once a month. You will breastfeed once a month. Ahead. Ahead. He was running in the park when he saw an accident. He was running in the park when he saw an accident. Would prefer. Would prefer. Didn't they object soon? Didn't they object soon? We hiked in the mountains. We hiked in the mountains. The evening sky was a beautiful shade of orange. The evening sky was a beautiful shade of orange. Can I use my loyalty card for rewards? Can I use my loyalty card for rewards? How's it going? How's it going? Despite. Students are participating in a school activity. Students are participating in a school activity. This will finish the recipe and serve dinner after that. This will finish the recipe and serve dinner after that. I bought a book. I bought a book. Inside. He played video games with his older brother. He played video games with his older brother. I can remember every week. I can remember every week. Relatives were speakers. Relatives were speakers. I wrote a detailed report and got promoted as a result. I wrote a detailed report and got promoted as a result. I've been working on this project for weeks, he said. I've been working on this project for weeks, he said. Is he a songwriter at 5 a.m.? Is he a songwriter at 5 a.m.? Can clean. Was not a waiter for 2 weeks. Was not a waiter for 2 weeks. Rarely become a taxi driver? Rarely become a taxi driver? They will not do business at night. They will not do business at night. Come back. We answer often. We answer often. Can I get your help? Can I get your help? Doesn't it usually cost? Doesn't it usually cost? Won't it get it after 1 second? Won't it get it after 1 second? I forgot my keys at home this morning. I forgot my keys at home this morning. Birds flew in our village. Birds flew in our village. Can't you ever bother? Can't you ever bother? It has 2 notebooks on it. It has 2 notebooks on it. Have you visited the Louvre Museum before your trip to Paris? Have you visited the Louvre Museum before your trip to Paris? Our customer service 24. Our customer service 24. He didn't answer at dawn. He didn't answer at dawn. You can't handle. You can't handle. Not knowing the answer, he raised his hand and asked for help. Not knowing the answer, he raised his hand and asked for help. He has to take the bus because his car breaks down. He has to take the bus because his car breaks down. He took a cooking class to improve his skills. He took a cooking class to improve his skills. Is our sister a sheriff? Is our sister a sheriff? I want to buy 2 tickets. I want to buy 2 tickets. He took a photography workshop to hone his skills. He took a photography workshop to hone his skills. I have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect. When do you like to go to the museum? When do you like to go to the museum? I am a business owner and I want to grow my business. I am a business owner and I want to grow my business. You should sleep at sunset. You should sleep at sunset. If I were a filmmaker, I would make thought-provoking documentaries. If I were a filmmaker, I would make thought-provoking documentaries. Will you ride a rabbit? Will you ride a rabbit? Should I not focus for 2 weeks? Should I not focus for 2 weeks? Tree branch. Tree branch. Are you working on my team? Are you working on my team? Appreciated. Appreciated. Doesn't he give orders? Doesn't he give orders? After the review, we will discuss the next steps. After the review, we will discuss the next steps. Can you report? Can you report? Convert. Convert. I'm going to the club with my friends tonight. I'm going to the club with my friends tonight. How can I help you? How can I help you? Was my nephew a golfer? Was my nephew a golfer? They are studying for the history exam. They are studying for the history exam. I always check my email in the morning. I always check my email in the morning. They held a picnic to celebrate their anniversary. They held a picnic to celebrate their anniversary. Can you drop me off at the airport? Can you drop me off at the airport? Then at 4 a.m. he should have intercourse. Then at 4 a.m. he should have intercourse. Especially beef. Especially beef. Can it normally be successful? Can it normally be successful? Can't they pay? Can't they pay? You should clean your room before you go out. You should clean your room before you go out. Did they include it later? Did they include it later? My son came home last night. My son came home last night. The exam was more difficult than I expected. The exam was more difficult than I expected. Is successful on a weekly basis. Is successful on a weekly basis. Can it continue into the sunset? Can it continue into the sunset? I'm in the room with the music. I'm in the room with the music. He is studying for the geography exam. He is studying for the geography exam. Could you please help me with this math problem? Could you please help me with this math problem? Don't they often? Don't they often? I think we should learn what they mean and try to apply them. I think we should learn what they mean and try to apply them. I cannot believe my eyes. I cannot believe my eyes. Isn't he a Tyler at 3 o'clock at midnight? Isn't he a Tyler at 3 o'clock at midnight? The death of the famous actor created a shock effect in the entertainment industry. The death of the famous actor created a shock effect in the entertainment industry. I have so much happiness. I have so much happiness. I eat apples while my father sleeps. I eat apples while my father sleeps. You can shake it after 4 nights. You can shake it after 4 nights. Burst. Burst. Not immersed. Not immersed. They eat slowly. They eat slowly. You may have a cough when you have a cold. You may have a cough when you have a cold. He was a doctor before retiring. He was a doctor before retiring. Is our grandson a salesman? Is our grandson a salesman? Yes, we have a shuttle to the airport. Yes, we have a shuttle to the airport. He has to call his mother to celebrate his birthday. He has to call his mother to celebrate his birthday. Features can be scary. Features can be scary. He speaks loudly. He speaks loudly. Warns annually. Warns annually. I participated in a photography competition to showcase my work. I participated in a photography competition to showcase my work. He is on the phone with his friend. He is on the phone with his friend. Couldn't he get? Couldn't he get? I felt very lucky to be alive and able to experience such beauty. I felt very lucky to be alive and able to experience such beauty. He works hard. He works hard. I was a student. I was a student. I usually wake up at 7 in the morning. I usually wake up at 7 in the morning. Not a judge next year. Not a judge next year. The piano has been playing for hours. The piano has been playing for hours. Let me know if you need some time to think. Let me know if you need some time to think. Let's examine a few solutions. Let's examine a few solutions. What is your favorite type of food? What is your favorite type of food? We have sufficient resources to complete the project. We have sufficient resources to complete the project. It's easy to get tired after a long day. It's easy to get tired after a long day. Let me know if you need anything else. Let me know if you need anything else. The company will launch a new product next year. The company will launch a new product next year. Can you meet? Can you meet? Could you please help me with this math problem? Could you please help me with this math problem? Weren't they an anesthesiologist? Weren't they an anesthesiologist? I had to do a few extra push-ups this morning to make up for yesterday. I had to do a few extra push-ups this morning to make up for yesterday. To be honest. To be honest. Cut date. Cut date. They were playing volleyball when someone got injured. They were playing volleyball when someone got injured. They arrived at the station at dusk. They arrived at the station at dusk. Also, can you remind me to pick up my dry cleaner later? Also, can you remind me to pick up my dry cleaner later? But I still feel sad. But I still feel sad. We are waiting for your reply. We are waiting for your reply. Is my husband a vocalist? Is my husband a vocalist? Available. Available. They studied French for 3 years. They studied French for 3 years. Can fly immediately. Can fly immediately. Seems to be an issue with the mobile site. Seems to be an issue with the mobile site. I usually wake up at 7 in the morning. I usually wake up at 7 in the morning. After a minute you may not be able to play the drums. After a minute you may not be able to play the drums. He watches the birds in the park. He watches the birds in the park. Didn't I create before? Didn't I create before? I will not hurt you. I will not hurt you. Our customer service 24. Our customer service 24. I have an appointment in a month. I have an appointment in a month. The sun rises from the east. The sun rises from the east. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. They may not increase monthly. They may not increase monthly. Will it ever fly? Will it ever fly? If you need anything, just let me know. If you need anything, just let me know. I'm going to cover my car with a new layer of polish. I'm going to cover my car with a new layer of polish. A part of. A part of. The musicians will travel to different cities for their concerts. The musicians will travel to different cities for their concerts. His grandfather is a professor. His grandfather is a professor. I'm here to check. I'm here to check. Public support is essential for success. Public support is essential for success. I don't do pottery at noon. I don't do pottery at noon. These tickets are too many. These tickets are too many. We had been waiting for the train for a long time when we heard the delay announcement. We had been waiting for the train for a long time when we heard the delay announcement. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. Didn't it have an effect the night before? Didn't it have an effect the night before? Winter is the coldest season of the year. Winter is the coldest season of the year. He will study English at university. He will study English at university. He'd better take a break before he gets tired. He'd better take a break before he gets tired. Please contact me or my team with your question. Please contact me or my team with your question. We usually go shopping on Saturdays. We usually go shopping on Saturdays. Can clean. Can clean. He has to go to school every day but he is not happy about it. He has to go to school every day but he is not happy about it. I finished. I finished. Held at 5 o'clock the previous evening? Held at 5 o'clock the previous evening? Did you hear this song? It has a very beautiful melody. Did you hear this song? It has a very beautiful melody. Should we start the meeting now or wait for a few more people to arrive? Should we start the meeting now or wait for a few more people to arrive? Increases at dawn. Increases at dawn. Should we be salespeople in the afternoon? Should we be salespeople in the afternoon? Let's create a timeline for the project. Let's create a timeline for the project. Will you conclude immediately? Will you conclude immediately? I can be a cleaner in a year. I can be a cleaner in a year. The team lacks experience. The team lacks experience. You should save some money for emergencies. You should save some money for emergencies. It cannot evolve after 2 seconds. It cannot evolve after 2 seconds. Should they borrow every week? Should they borrow every week? They often have lunch at that restaurant. They often have lunch at that restaurant. He had his clothes ironed at the dry cleaners. He had his clothes ironed at the dry cleaners. I hate the color black. I hate the color black. There is not enough evidence to support the claim. There is not enough evidence to support the claim. We used to go skiing every winter. We used to go skiing every winter. He played an important role in the movie. He played an important role in the movie. I have a pain in my head. I have a pain in my head. Couldn't he go at night? Couldn't he go at night? Can't we read next year? Can't we read next year? Do you have plans for next weekend? Do you have plans for next weekend? Could you send me the minutes of the last meeting? Could you send me the minutes of the last meeting? You should not leave the kitchen while cooking on the stove. You should not leave the kitchen while cooking on the stove. Shouldn't it be excluded? Shouldn't it be excluded? I want to dance with you. I want to dance with you. We hope to visit our friends next month. We hope to visit our friends next month. My relatives do. My relatives do. I couldn't have imagined a better result. I couldn't have imagined a better result. He could learn to speak Spanish. He could learn to speak Spanish. I will take a photo. I will take a photo. Can't they escape sometimes? Can't they escape sometimes? The movie starts at sunset. The movie starts at sunset. They want to improve their English skills. They want to improve their English skills. We have lunch around 12 o'clock. We have lunch around 12 o'clock. If I knew the answer, I could have won the game. If I knew the answer, I could have won the game. 3 evenings later I am a politician. 3 evenings later I am a politician. I need to buy new shoes. I need to buy new shoes. I'm in the room with the piano. I'm in the room with the piano. You never listen to me. You never listen to me. Will I not be cold at night? Will I not be cold at night? You will graduate from university in a few months. You will graduate from university in a few months. He wouldn't see it in 4 weeks. He wouldn't see it in 4 weeks. Where can I find laundry detergent? Where can I find laundry detergent? They did not give lunchtime. They did not give lunchtime. He can swim, his sister can swim too. He can swim, his sister can swim too. Tree branch. Tree branch. He meditated to reduce anxiety. He meditated to reduce anxiety. Fun. Fun. I can't interpret. I can't interpret. He wants to be a doctor. He wants to be a doctor. I have a pain in my leg. I have a pain in my leg. The piano is the hardest instrument to learn. The piano is the hardest instrument to learn. His drawing is more detailed than mine. His drawing is more detailed than mine. He will be unemployed for 6 months until next month. He will be unemployed for 6 months until next month. Usually blogger? Usually blogger? Will there ever be a curator? Will there ever be a curator? Infrastructure. Infrastructure. What is your favorite food? What is your favorite food? I can't believe how much time has passed since we last saw each other. I can't believe how much time has passed since we last saw each other. He had studied architecture for years before deciding to become a painter. He had studied architecture for years before deciding to become a painter. They stretch at noon. They stretch at noon. How often does he go for a run? How often does he go for a run? Workers repair the road. Workers repair the road. What is the effect? What is the effect? Can they see 5 years ago? Can they see 5 years ago? Why do not you work? Why do not you work? Green is the color of nature. Green is the color of nature. I'm going to have dinner with my family tonight. I'm going to have dinner with my family tonight. They want to travel to Europe next summer. They want to travel to Europe next summer. They must be removed. They must be removed. They work efficiently. They work efficiently. His stepson art director? His stepson art director? Would we choose? Would we choose? Should not be the messenger at sunrise. Should not be the messenger at sunrise. We have to water the plants. We have to water the plants. Last year they keep. Last year they keep. Why didn't you come with me? Why didn't you come with me? Wonderful. Wonderful. Were they inspectors? Were they inspectors? Can't work often? Can't work often? I will wait for you until the end of the day. I will wait for you until the end of the day. You won't lie. You won't lie. Is there enough room in the car for everyone? Is there enough room in the car for everyone? Later I will meet my friends for coffee. Later I will meet my friends for coffee. Consistency. Consistency. I am taking a shower. I am taking a shower. I'm going to make a cake for my friend's birthday. I'm going to make a cake for my friend's birthday. I must not forget to set my alarm clock for tomorrow morning. I must not forget to set my alarm clock for tomorrow morning. Then you must be a beautician. Then you must be a beautician. Sort. Sort. They just finished their exams. They just finished their exams. The food was prepared by the chef. The food was prepared by the chef. I can't make it after one night. I can't make it after one night. The bus arrived early today. The bus arrived early today. The soup is too salty for my taste. The soup is too salty for my taste. Our favorite meal in the restaurant was finished. Our favorite meal in the restaurant was finished. May I have your phone number, please? May I have your phone number, please? He sat in the park and enjoyed the sun. He sat in the park and enjoyed the sun. I can speak Spanish and my cousin can too. I can speak Spanish and my cousin can too. Are we immediately historians? Are we immediately historians? Couldn't he be a concierge then? Couldn't he be a concierge then? Had he studied abroad, he would have learned a new language. Had he studied abroad, he would have learned a new language. Must approve. Must approve. We should probably go. We should probably go. I have to go home. I have to go home. Children are playing in the park. Children are playing in the park. He fell asleep on the sofa. He fell asleep on the sofa. They want to study abroad next year. They want to study abroad next year. I'll be waiting for you at the bus stop at 3 o'clock. I'll be waiting for you at the bus stop at 3 o'clock. Then it wouldn't go into 4 in the morning. Then it wouldn't go into 4 in the morning. They are working together on this project. They are working together on this project. This is the oldest tree in the park. This is the oldest tree in the park. If the weather is cold, wear a thick jacket. If the weather is cold, wear a thick jacket. I was starving after that long walk. I was starving after that long walk. Do you have gluten-free products? Do you have gluten-free products? What kind of toys? What kind of toys? I'm walking. I'm walking. He is a very loving person. He is a very loving person. Hiking is fun. Hiking is fun. Bus prices increased last week. Bus prices increased last week. Not live at 5 p.m. Not live at 5 p.m. The Tommy family is one of the wealthiest families in Argentina. The Tommy family is one of the wealthiest families in Argentina. The children play outside all day. The children play outside all day. Can I return an opened item? Can I return an opened item? Can it renew? Can it renew? We don't like. We don't like. Can allow. Can allow. Will I be a bartender after 4 weeks? Will I be a bartender after 4 weeks? Can you get a message for me while I'm gone? Can you get a message for me while I'm gone? Was always there to help him. Was always there to help him. He had a guitar technician nail his guitar. He had a guitar technician nail his guitar. You're going out to dinner with your friends tonight. You're going out to dinner with your friends tonight. You gave names at sunset. You gave names at sunset. We can't shoot warriors every day. We can't shoot warriors every day. You must be kind to others. You must be kind to others. Despite being busy, she took the time to attend the event. Despite being busy, she took the time to attend the event. Overlap. Overlap. Shall we hold on as the sun rises? Shall we hold on as the sun rises? Is there a pharmacy in this store? Is there a pharmacy in this store? Should we do sports announcers at night? Should we do sports announcers at night? If you don't stop talking, I will leave the room. If you don't stop talking, I will leave the room. Are we ranking? Are we ranking? We are watching a football match on TV. We are watching a football match on TV. My understanding. My understanding. To follow. To follow. Shall we talk in 2 days? Shall we talk in 2 days? May post 2 a.m. later. May post 2 a.m. later. He reads the newspaper every morning. He reads the newspaper every morning. Do you like football? Do you like football? Was your nephew a politician? Was your nephew a politician? He needed to buy food on the way home. He needed to buy food on the way home. You can't trust others, you have to do it yourself. You can't trust others, you have to do it yourself. What a delicious dessert. What a delicious dessert. We'll roll. We'll roll. I'm in the curtained room. I'm in the curtained room. I wish he had bought the house when the prices were lower. I wish he had bought the house when the prices were lower. Like what? Like what? I saw a rainbow after the storm. I saw a rainbow after the storm. I don't pay after 4 evenings. I don't pay after 4 evenings. Despite the noise, he managed to concentrate on his work. Despite the noise, he managed to concentrate on his work. You should get some rest. You should get some rest. Fruit salad. Fruit salad. I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. She should have done vocals before. She should have done vocals before. I don't want to lose my machine for magazines. I don't want to lose my machine for magazines. Prepare to be impressed by the new president. Prepare to be impressed by the new president. We went to the cinema to watch a new movie. We went to the cinema to watch a new movie. He ignored the warning signs and got into trouble as a result. He ignored the warning signs and got into trouble as a result. Sometimes you just can't survive. Sometimes you just can't survive. They don't start a war right away. They don't start a war right away. Can I pre-order for pickup? Can I pre-order for pickup? He walks to work every day. He walks to work every day. I don't want a big house. I don't want a big house. In 10 years I will be living in Australia. In 10 years I will be living in Australia. Do they need to guess? Do they need to guess? That's why we need. That's why we need. Subtract. Subtract. Emotional. Emotional. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. He stands by the door. He stands by the door. I enjoyed reading an article about famous artists. I enjoyed reading an article about famous artists. Election results will be announced tomorrow. Election results will be announced tomorrow. His colleague is a linguist. His colleague is a linguist. Don't we need a monthly agreement? Don't we need a monthly agreement? I'm going on a trip to England to learn about their culture and customs. I'm going on a trip to England to learn about their culture and customs. We made a trip to the zoo. We made a trip to the zoo. Can't you do a hematologist every year? Can't you do a hematologist every year? I studied English yesterday. I studied English yesterday. I'll kiss you if you promise to be a good boy. I'll kiss you if you promise to be a good boy. This is great. This is great. I have a strange stone son. I have a strange stone son. This shirt is cheaper than the other. This shirt is cheaper than the other. He had his car washed and polished at the auto spa. He had his car washed and polished at the auto spa. My friend anesthetist. My friend anesthetist. Should he retire after 1 year? Should he retire after 1 year? Then, can you give it to us? Can you give it to us? Can we confess soon? Can we confess soon? To continue. To continue. They cook dinner together. They cook dinner together. He is designing a website. He is designing a website. They should clean windows every year. They should clean windows every year. Neighbor swimmer. Neighbor swimmer. I need to check bus times. I need to check bus times. Our half-brother was an actor. Our half-brother was an actor. We paint the walls. We paint the walls. Let me pay for the dinner tonight. Let me pay for the dinner tonight. I noted. I noted. We don't fight. We don't fight. I can continue from time to time. I can continue from time to time. The children were playing in the park when their parents arrived. The children were playing in the park when their parents arrived. The tree damaged by the storm had to be cut down. The tree damaged by the storm had to be cut down. The dog wags its tail. The dog wags its tail. He read a newspaper in the morning. He read a newspaper in the morning. I chatted with my friends online. I chatted with my friends online. They will finish the project by the deadline. They will finish the project by the deadline. Please stay here with me. Please stay here with me. His aunt is an art director. His aunt is an art director. Your friend was the captain. Your friend was the captain. Birds fly in the sky. Birds fly in the sky. When will you come to Turkey? When will you come to Turkey? Suggestion. Suggestion. Also, Annie had a cold. Also, Annie had a cold. Won't we listen? Won't we listen? The electric can opener makes it easy to open cans. The electric can opener makes it easy to open cans. Before we start the presentation, let's do a short rehearsal. Before we start the presentation, let's do a short rehearsal. Isn't he a civil engineer in 5 minutes? Isn't he a civil engineer in 5 minutes? Can't you see the sign? You cannot park here. Can't you see the sign? You cannot park here. Fill in. Fill in. I will finish my thesis next week. I will finish my thesis next week. When I was in the military, I was definitely in danger. When I was in the military, I was definitely in danger. Your parents are air traffic controllers. Your parents are air traffic controllers. He skipped math class to hang out with his friends. He skipped math class to hang out with his friends. You should listen to your parents. You should listen to your parents. And I didn't kick this rock. And I didn't kick this rock. By the time I got to the station, the train had already left. By the time I got to the station, the train had already left. Usually appreciated. Usually appreciated. Can you give us advice? Can you give us advice? It's live. It's live. They appreciate your help and support. They appreciate your help and support. Not directly. Not directly. He creates. He creates. I wish we had spent more time exploring the city. I wish we had spent more time exploring the city. Can I get a rain check for a discounted item? Can I get a rain check for a discounted item? We will go hiking in the mountains. We will go hiking in the mountains. He's not bartending that night. He's not bartending that night. Despite the delay, we came to the party with pleasure. Despite the delay, we came to the party with pleasure. Scissors. Scissors. Can you bring it right now? Can you bring it right now? Children are playing with their toys. Children are playing with their toys. Is there anything I should do before the surgery? Is there anything I should do before the surgery? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. If I don't forget, I'll call you tomorrow. If I don't forget, I'll call you tomorrow. They would not be watchmen after the 3rd century. They would not be watchmen after the 3rd century. He likes to play football. He likes to play football. If they had invited us, we would have joined the party. If they had invited us, we would have joined the party. They had been searching for their lost dog for weeks and were thrilled when they found it. They had been searching for their lost dog for weeks and were thrilled when they found it. When the exam is over, I will be studying for 8 hours. When the exam is over, I will be studying for 8 hours. Did he refuse? Did he refuse? He will start his new job next Monday. He will start his new job next Monday. Autumn leaves are beautiful. Autumn leaves are beautiful. They were continuing. They were continuing. Do you have to report after 3 months? Do you have to report after 3 months? He usually goes for a run in the evening. He usually goes for a run in the evening. They argued over the little things, so they decided to seek couples therapy. They argued over the little things, so they decided to seek couples therapy. I hope you don't get lost again. I hope you don't get lost again. This is the most challenging puzzle I've ever solved. This is the most challenging puzzle I've ever solved. They envy your success. They envy your success. I'm going on a trip next month. I'm going on a trip next month. I'm going to the game tonight. I'm going to the game tonight. The bee is the busiest insect. The bee is the busiest insect. How much? How much? I wish I didn't have to go to work tomorrow. I wish I didn't have to go to work tomorrow. He prefers to read rather than watch TV. He prefers to read rather than watch TV. Can they come back after 4 seconds? Can they come back after 4 seconds? Was your stepfather a businesswoman? Was your stepfather a businesswoman? I will kill you when I see you. I will kill you when I see you. Confusion matrix. Confusion matrix. I haven't had lunch yet. I haven't had lunch yet. Always remembers to lock the door. Always remembers to lock the door. After 5 months, you cannot control it. After 5 months, you cannot control it. It wasn't waiting at dusk. It wasn't waiting at dusk. Does he want it now? Does he want it now? I need to finish writing this article. I need to finish writing this article. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm going to a concert next month. I'm going to a concert next month. The store had closed early that day, so we had to come back the next day to get what we needed. The store had closed early that day, so we had to come back the next day to get what we needed. They'll be playing video games all night tonight. They'll be playing video games all night tonight. There were only a few people at the meeting. There were only a few people at the meeting. Write about the definition of mindful eating. Write about the definition of mindful eating. Will it finish? Will it finish? They've been best friends since kindergarten and still talk regularly as adults. They've been best friends since kindergarten and still talk regularly as adults. They are painting together. They are painting together. I'm going to the train station. I'm going to the train station. Isn't he alive? Isn't he alive? She had her dress tailored to fit perfectly. She had her dress tailored to fit perfectly. I wish I hadn't eaten so much cake. I wish I hadn't eaten so much cake. I prefer documentaries to reality shows. I prefer documentaries to reality shows.